Yan,
Kalau ya. Ini Monik nih.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to today's session. Today we are back. My name is Jocelyn, and again, I'm accompanied by my friend Jason. Today is an especially special day because it is the first day of academic experience, which means we are joined by some of our friends in real life. They are in Sir Ardimas's classroom right now. Hi.
Cheers.
Very cool.
So today's a session that we are going to discuss about cloud computing. So Jason, I heard that you know a thing or two about cloud computing. What is that?
Cloud computing. So there's cloud and there's computing. So cloud is high, right? So it's supposed to be in the sky and there's computers and actually I don't know. What is that? I think we are going to find out in this session with Sir Ardimas. So before we get started, there are a few rules that you guys should keep in mind throughout the whole meeting. First of all, please turn on your cameras and use your favorite Venusian virtual background.
Second, to avoid any inconvenience, please kindly mute your microphone. If you guys have any questions, there will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation.
And lastly, if you haven't renamed yourself and you don't know how, please rename it in Zoom and rename it in this format, name_major_class code.
To all the FLs in this Zoom, don't forget to mark your freshman presence.
And without any further ado, we are going to move into the main speaking event. So we would like to welcome Sir Ardimas to the speaking.
Thank you very
Welcome,
much.
Sir Ardimas, and the spotlight is yours.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Jocelyn. Thank you very much
Morning,
for
sir.
the intro.
Morning,
So
sir.
good morning, everyone. Let me just show you how the room is now. So we got some on-site students here. All right. So how many we have? We got 7. That's great. Okay, let me get into the slide now. Right. Can you see my screen now? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone on Zoom? Can you see it? Yes. Okay, wait. Right. So this chat box is right. Okay, just don't open it. All right. So my name is Ardimas. As you are now, I'm also new in BINUS. This is, to be honest, my first time teaching on site. So I just joined BINUS this year. This is my second semester as a full-time lecturer. Okay, what we're gonna learn today is about cloud. But before we get into it, wait, is my volume okay in your side, Zoom people? Am I too? All right, that's okay.
It's
Good.
great, sir.
Loud and clear.
So,
sir.
but in on-site, all right, okay. Thank you very much. So welcome, to BINUS. No, you are officially now as a BINUS student, and welcome to the most explorative years of your lifetime, probably. Yeah, if I remember it, when I did my undergrad, I did a lot of things when I was doing my bachelor degree. In my romantic life, my engineering life, my career, my organization life, all of those things, you will get it when you are in this bachelor stage, right? No, not in the bachelor, as a undergraduate student. Right, just try as many stuff as possible to the organization. Be friend with as many people as possible, and also try and do many mistakes as possible, because when you enter the when you after you graduate, when you do mistakes, there will be big consequences on that. But when you do it on the undergraduate level, there's still um, compromise. So, but just don't cheat during the undergraduate degree, right? So cloud. So here, so disclaimer. This year we're gonna run a program for AWS. We call AWS Academies. That's why I put their logo here, because many assets from this slide are taken from their slides. So we're gonna run this for batch 23. It means your batch, Jocelyn and Jason and others, for your future cloud course. But anyway, there are many cloud service provider here. Right? This is too small probably for guys on site. So this is this graph showing us who is the leader on the cloud space, but I cannot zoom in this one. Wait, sorry. Okay, so we got leaders box here. We have AWS, Microsoft, and Google. And there are also other players like Alibaba, Oracle, Tencent. Tencent, yeah. You know who Tencent is, right? For those who are playing PUBG, especially, and IBM, right? So the leader is AWS based on this website, Gartner. But this is not absolute, right? This is a general who is the leader in the space. But in certain aspects, for example, for enterprise application, Microsoft is leading the cloud technology. But again, and GCP is relatively new in this space, so probably in the next 5 years they're gonna lead it. So anyway, but for now AWS leading. That's why we are using their material. Now I'm gonna highlight this part, why learn cloud now, because again this is too small for you here. Probably it's better to get like this, right? So the left one here is the skills company need most in 2020. So I'm not going to talk about soft skills because I'm not really confident on it. I'm going to talk about the hard skill. So you see here, number 1 is blockchain, number 2 is cloud computing. Here you can see it's -1, right? So it means the previous version said that cloud computing was number 1, and number 3 is analytical reasoning, 4 is AI, and 5 is user experience design. So 3 and 4 are related with our discussion yesterday, data science, AI, machine learning. And now we're going to talk about cloud computing. blockchain. Later, we have a distributed system course. Probably you're gonna learn it later in your second year, right? And then, sorry, it's saying now it's thank you. Why is it thank you? Okay, right, sorry. This is the right one. We got digital job growth kind of prediction from 2020 to 2025. You see here, why is it like this? Let me use PowerPoint. Probably that's better. Yeah, okay, now it's better. Okay, sorry about that. We are here, right? And then in the next 4 years, when you graduate, so what is the demand here? If, as you can see, software development, 19.8 million, right? Number 2 is cloud and data roles. Number 3 is data analysis, machine learning, and AI, and so on, cybersecurity, privacy, and trust. So as a students now, you need to be aware of this prediction, right? Because eventually you're going to choose your own career, right? Whether you want to be a software developer, cloud engineer, AI engineer, or just spin up your own company on AI, for example, cloud, and whatever. Okay, here's the topic that we are going to discuss. Introduction to cloud, advantages of cloud, and introduction to AWS. All right, and then in the end of section, we have a knowledge check. And then we are going to do a little bit of demos. So for those who bring laptops here on site, you can prepare for it. Bring your own laptop. Yeah. Then we're going to do some hands-on. Yeah. Hey, who is speaking now? Sorry, can you mute yourself? All right, this is the objective. Define different types of cloud computing, 6 advantages of cloud computing, and just some services on AWS. Just get introduction on it. All right. First question: what is cloud? And I think Jason already answered it. All right, cloud is high. It's very abstract. And then we have computing, meaning computing devices. So before we begin with the definition, anyone here on Zoom or on site would like to share your mind on what cloud computing is? All right, Raihan, is it?
Well, cloud computing is just basically a form of concept that emphasizes a lot on digitally stored data connected by internet or something.
All right. So let me rephrase it in case you don't hear it. You mentioned about some keywords: servers, internet, and connection, storage, digital storage. Yeah, digital basis storage. Yeah, it probably covers the some of features on cloud computing, but there are more on it. So let's talk about the history first. All right, so that you get the context. All right. Before 1960s, silicon or transistor was invented by Shockley, right, in Bell Labs. And then starting from there, they built mainframes, kind of computer with the size of wardrobes or a size of room. And then late 1960s, again, people in this same company, Bell Labs, what is it? introduced us with the technology called virtualization. And then from 69 to 80, we got the birth of internet. It's called ARPANET. So initially, it only connects these four entities. There is a UCLA here, and then next year they connected West Coast and East Coast, Harvard, Stanford, right? And then it becomes very crowded there by the end of 1980. And then 1990, we got the invention of triple W, HTTP protocol, HTML, URI by, anyone knows the name? The English man, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, right? And then from there, in the year of 2000, their Salesforce first introduced the first cloud service called software as a service. And then 2006, Amazon released AWS for the first time. 2007 or 8, then we got Microsoft, right? So that's the story. So basically what cloud is, based on this history, we got mainframes, we got virtualization. So they want this mainframe to be shared with other people across the, let's say, United States here. So let's say people in UCLA, here want to use mainframes in Harvard, right? They use virtualization to do it, and then the way they did it at that time was not very efficient because they didn't have triple W yet. They just use a very raw connection called TCP or UDP. And then from here, because we already have a triple W, then the connection is probably as what you have now. So basically, they want to share the mainframe with other people across the board. All right. So this is definition from AWS. Cloud computing is on demand, right? As in Netflix, on demand video, right? But what is on demand here? They are delivering compute power, database storage application, and other IT resources via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So it's basically like Netflix, but replace movies with computing resources. What are computing resources? CPUs, GPUs, TPUs, if you know that, tensor processing unit, SSDs, right, hard drive, what else? That's it, yeah. Right. So any question before we move on? Yeah, Raihan.
The ARPANET is used by the US military for forming a missile defense system.
I'm not sure about the miss. So Ryan, you're asking about whether ARPANET was used for military purposes and for missile kind of application. I'm not sure about missile thing, but I was pretty sure that the American Defense Organization, DARPA, isn't it, initialized the ARPANET. Yep. Right. So basically, how cloud computing looks like today is basically like this, right? You got many data centers installed or built on different region of this world. Let's say we got Mumbai, we got Singapore, Indonesia, probably next year or this year, Sydney, right? For those who, that's why in Discord, like when you change the server, you're probably gonna find these names on the server name, right? List of server names. got Sydney, Singapore, Indonesia, Tokyo, Osaka, and many data centers on the United States. Okay. And I lost my pointer again. Okay, I need to. So cloud computing is basically enables us to thinking servers as a software instead of hardware. Right? This changed the paradigm for us, for developers, for computer scientists. So don't think cloud computing as a hardware. Just think of it as a software. It will be pretty clear later on. So this is traditional computing model, right? Infrastructure as a hardware, you know, but it requires space, staff, security, planning, capital expenditure, long hardware procurement cycle, as well as require you to provision capacity. So procurement is like, let's say you are working as a sales admin later on when you graduate, and then, for example, now you have server with the capacity of, I don't know, let's say 4 terabytes, but you need more. You need to go to certain staff. Hey, can I get more? Then probably you're gonna need a century later or 10 years for those devices to come. But with cloud, you just get them in minutes, right? That's what it means by long hardware procurement cycle. Now, require you to provision capacity. We're going to talk about this in the next slide, so don't you worry. All right. So we have these three service models called infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So you see the arrow down there. The left one will give you more control over the computing resources that you get, and then the right one, you just use it, right? So let me give you an example now. Software as a service is like Google Docs, Dropbox. What else? Yeah, just a cloud application that you use over the browser, right? So you just use it. You don't need to install it. You don't need to worry about the capacity of hardwares and those kind of stuff. That's software as a service. But the trickiest part here, how to explain infrastructure as a service and platform as a service, especially platform as a service. Right. So again, I'm gonna give you a chance here. Anyone would like to help me explaining this, especially infrastructure as a service or platform as a service? Anyone? Nope. Ryan?
So let me explain about the IaaS.
Okay.
Let me put this simple. Let's bring it like the public transportation. If we compare it to the city transportation infrastructure.
All right.
Infrastructure as a service, I think the model is similar to highway or toll road. If I think, well, platform as a service, basically they lend us a platform to be work with the internet connection to get the wait, let me think through. I'm
Okay. Don't worry. Just focus on your explanation. Trying to turn around this camera thingy so that it can spotlight you explaining this.
So the second one is PaaS, platform as a service, which is basically they lend us their computing power based on the platform they use with the internet connection.
Yeah.
And the software as a service is basically you using the software to open specific task, but the computing power is landed only to software.
All right.
Which is it can mitigating the control over the IT resources.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
what about the infrastructure as a service? Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, infrastructure as a service is basically we landed by the provider with almost all of their power. But
Alright.
it does consuming a lot of time, consuming a lot of space and etc.
All right. Okay.
This is my assumption and explanation.
Yeah.
That may or
May not.
other that may my opinion can be go wrong. All right, I don't know.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's use an example to explain this. Yeah. Basically, platform as a service, as the name implies, is a platform for us developers to build application, right, Rayhan?
Yeah.
As you explain it, and infrastructure as a service, you will be given infrastructure. There's a newly fresh installed server. So meaning that in order to install software, you need to do all stuff. So okay, I'm gonna give you an example for that. So here, this is the console that AWS has. So you need to log in or you need to sign up first, but probably you need a credit card and you need to pay like $1 to verify that you are not a robot, right? So you will be given this dashboard, and then here you will see that they got many services, right? Compute quantum technology for those who are interested in quantum computing now, and container storage, database, media service, front end frameworks, cost management service, AR, VR. And there are many stuff here. So let's demo the platform as a service, the easiest one. Let's say how to deploy our website using S3, right? S3 is scalable storage in the cloud. It's a storage service from AWS. So this is how you're gonna do it. So in the end of this section, I will tell you how to get access to S3 without you signing up using credit card. Right, so S3, we have a bucket concept. Bucket is just a container for your files, right? Just a create bucket and then name it here. What do we want to name it? FYP batch 25, probably change the region. Let's use Singapore. Where is Singapore? Here, right? Then because we're gonna deploy a website, so we don't need to block public access. We just let them access our resource, right? And then create bucket. Yeah, this is how easy it is to provision resources. Yeah, you don't need to ask these resources to procurement staff. You just click here and there, and then you get your resources. And then upload files now. Upload. This demo could be go very wrong because I'm really nervous. So wish me luck. Add files. I prepare index HTML for you. And then just upload them. And then click it. And then we need to change the permission. Right, just click here and there. You're gonna learn about this later, but let me show you how easy it is to deploy a website here. Save change. Save change. Oh yeah, I understand the effects of this change. There you go. And then this. Right. This is my HTML. Hello 2025. So yeah, that's a platform as a service, right? So S3 as a platform, you can just upload your HTML files. Then just click here in there, allow public access, and then you got your website published. That's S3. Now let's go with the hardest way. We're talking about infrastructure as a service, right? We just talked about platform as a service using S3. So in order to do infrastructure as a service, you use a virtual machine service from AWS, for example here. And then you need to choose your operating system first. Let's choose the Ubuntu 18.04. And then here, this is what I mean by choosing a number of CPUs. You got 1, 2, 4, 8, and 96, 32, 16, whatever. But I'm gonna choose the free one. Right? I'm just cheap, right? I don't want to pay for it. Then move on, add storage. You can choose 8 GB or just choose 30 GB SSD. You can choose either magnetic storage or SSD, right? Security group, you can choose which port you want to open. We're going to do HTTP, right? HTTP is port 80, and again, you're going to learn it later on, but it's good for you now to just take a note on keywords that you need to learn, like what is HTTP, what is HTTPS, what is port 80, 443, 22 SSH. Just remember it. You will browse it or Google it later after this session. Okay, launch. And then you choose the key pair. I'm gonna choose my key pair. All right, there you go. There. And then you need to wait. Probably it takes like several minutes until this machine is ready. Right, it's pending. Right, see here, again, you will get the public IP for, then let's say you want to install Minecraft server using this one, right? And then you can just use this public IP to your Minecraft, software installed on your computer. Again, because you can install Minecraft server here because your server is freshly installed. There's nothing there. You can install it yourself and you can play around with it. Okay, this will be it. It's already running, all right? Then let me go to how this is. All right, see here, I get access to Ubuntu server. And then if you don't believe me, this is running Ubuntu, right? 18.04 long-term service. And then yeah, this is just freshly installed. Let's install a website here and then see how kind of complicated it is compared to using the S3. So first, what do we need is do this, update the apt. Again, also I encourage you throughout your university year to use Linux, because when you work later, probably you're gonna get exposed to this Linux operating system. So okay, if you use a Windows now, but also spend sometimes to learn Linux, or just invest sometimes to learn Linux. Right, and then so apt install engine. Right, so you need to install stuff here. For example, here I'm installing Nginx server. So it should be run already, right? Right, it's running on port 80. Okay, so if we go back here, and then where is my, this is my public IP, right? And then go here. This is my website at the moment. Welcome to Nginx. Right, so hopefully you see the difference, right? How complicated IaaS and platform as a service. So platform as a service, okay, let's summarize it. You will be given a platform. So I will show you S3, one of the AWS service. It's a storage service, and then you just take advantage of it to deploy your website. Well, in infrastructure as a service, you need to install the whole stuff before you get to deploy your application. Any question here before we move on? No. Okay, let's brainstorm a little bit. What could you do with infrastructure as a service? Let your imagination run really wild now. So I just mentioned installing Minecraft server there, right? Okay. So anyone other than installing Minecraft server or website on infrastructure as a service anyone here playing around with Bitcoin? Right, you can use it as a miner, right? Yeah, you can provision a GPU, for example, using or TPU using GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and then install some application to do the Bitcoin mining. Other than that, you can do hacking as well. All right. Anyone here familiar with distributed denial of service? So we got data centers all around the world, right? If we deploy EC2 or virtual machine in every country, right? And then you can attack a certain website using your own server. And what else? What did I do with infrastructure as a service? Oh, VPN. Anyone here can access HBO Max? HBO Max. Can you access it?
Yeah, what is that?
HBO Max. HBO, a streaming platform. So for some VPN softwares who are well known, if you use it, you cannot access HBO Max because HBO cannot recognize kind of VPN providers, existing in the world now. So if you use it and then try to access HBO Max, and then you will be recognized, and then you will be denied, right? But for new VPN service or unique VPN service that they don't know yet, and you use it, you can access VPN. No, you can access the HBO Max. So with infrastructure as a service, you can install your own VPN, configure it as you wish, and then yeah, you get access to SPMX. That's what I did. Right. There are many, you can do infrastructure as a service. The limit is your imagination anyway. Basically, you get server on the cloud, and then it's up to you how you would like to use it. There are three types: cloud, hybrid, on-premise. This is clear. Cloud, for now, it means you use a public cloud service providers like AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. On-premise is the old way to do cloud. You build your own data center on your I don't know, company, or on your home, or on your garage, right?
The on-premises private cloud is basically an LLM.
Can you elaborate more? LOM? LIM?
Local area network.
Oh, yeah, they are going to use local area network, definitely, to enable access between servers, right? And then we get hybrid. So let's run our logic a little bit now. Okay, so which company that are still using on-premise? So companies that run their services before AWS or Azure or GCP era. So for example, Facebook was there before AWS, right? Meaning that Facebook has their own data center. You could search it on Google how Facebook data center farm looks like now. But they're going to probably mix it with cloud, public cloud, and it's called a hybrid. And then with service is 100% on cloud. As far as I know, Netflix is using 100% cloud because they were born after AWS. I'm not gonna probably explain this. There are too many jargons here. Basically, there are one-to-one map correspondence between services on premise with the services on cloud. You got networking resources on premise. You also have it on AWS with different names. So this is the main reason why cloud is difficult today, because every company has their own names, right? Their own jargon. For example, not this one. I need to take. So this is how Azure portal looks like, right? This is how AWS. So if we type here, for example, we want a virtual machine. There is no indication, right? What service that try to provide you with a virtual machine. But if you click the same keyword here on Azure virtual machine, then there is a virtual machine there, right? I mean, the name is virtual machine in Azure, but it is not virtual machine in AWS. So that is one of the many reasons why cloud is difficult nowadays, because again, every company has their own jargon or terms, right? So you need to get used to it. There's no other way. Section 1 takeaways: cloud computing is on-demand delivery IT resources via internet pay-as-you-go pricing, right? Just think of it as a Netflix. Just replace movies with computing resources. Cloud computing enables you to think of it as a infrastructure as a software, right? You just click here and there, this button, those button, and then there you get the computing resources. Three types of deployment models: cloud, hybrid, and on-premise. And also there are three cloud service models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. And then if you read many articles on the Forbes, for example, or any technology website, we are starting to exploit the name as a service. For example, there is a term called transportation as a service, right? So instead of computing service, they just provision you with transportation resources. For example, buses, angkots, right? And the stuff, hotels, also transportation or accommodation. So let's say if you want to go to city A to city B, then if you use transportation as a service, then yeah, you can provision what kind of transportation and accommodation you want in one, transportation as a service provider. So yeah, you can invent as a service yourself, like, I don't know, your own future company, something as a service. It's up to you. All right, advantage. So what time is it? Okay, you're gonna get a chance to try this. Swear to you. Don't you worry about it. So first, trade capital expense with variable expense. If you are in a company, in order to deploy something, an application, you need to estimate the whole cost in the beginning. That's what is called as a capital expense, right? Let's say you want to go to Bali, for example, like you need to estimate the whole stuff, right? Hotels, fees, plane tickets, on all the stuff, right? But with cloud computing, you can do the operational expense or variable expense, meaning that, let's jump through this one first. So if you deploy a website, the traffic there will be very fluctuative, right? Because you cannot predict the number of users will access to your website at certain time, right? So it will go up and down all the time. So if you do capital expense, so there must be overestimated server capacity or underestimated server capacity. So your estimation will be most likely will be wrong anyway. So your server will be overestimated or under usage, right? But with cloud, again, you can just stop your server whenever or wherever you wish, right? You can use your phone to access your AWS virtual machine and just turn it off when there is no traffic, let's say, just to save some budget. And then this is the second benefit, is massive economies of scale, meaning that the more users use AWS, AWS will profit, right? And then that profit will pass to you. So by means of reducing the cost. But you cannot do it with on-premise, right? And the more users, the more costly you need to pay. But with cloud, the more users use AWS, they will get more profit, definitely, and you also get more profit. All right, so hope it's clear. Yeah, that's increased speed and agility. Again, I already explained this. Purchasing stuff in on-premise scenario takes weeks, months, years. But with cloud, you can launch a virtual machine in a minute, right? As I showed you, just click launch and then you get your virtual machine or your website running on public. Stop spending money on running and maintaining data center definitely you don't need to worry about building tax, right? Because AWS pay for it. In case you want to build your own on-premise data center, you need to worry where to place the servers, what kind of air conditioners that you need to have to keep the servers cold, right? You need to worry about all of that, all of those. But with cloud, you don't need to worry about it. Just let cloud computing service providers worry about it, right? Go global in minutes. Also demo this to you so you can deploy a website. So remember when I click Singapore region, so you can do that when you want to deploy your app in the United States, just change the region, then your application will run in that country in a matter of minutes. Right? So this is what I like about cloud. To be honest with you, again, this is how we could install our own VPN. So if we want have an IP address from, for example, Africa, right? Just deploy your VPN application on Africa there, then you will be recognized as a user from Africa. So that you might do this to buy plane tickets, just to get cheaper fees for your plane tickets. Right, takeaways. This direct capital expense. Okay, benefit from massive economies of scale. Stop guessing capacity, increase speed and agility, stop spending money, and go global in minutes. So these are the main benefits of using cloud computing. Any question? One section more, and then you are gonna do hands-on. No? All right. So people on Zoom, I just forget monitor the chat box. Right. Nothing there. All right. So Amazon Web Service. Let's define what a web service is. So this is the general definition of a web service. You can read it yourself, but in a nutshell, you got client, your devices, your browsers, your phones, your smartwatch. What else? That's everything, right? Your client then requests a message by typing a URL on the browser, right? For example, go to www.google.com, right? Then you will request a message or a file from Google servers or web service. Then that server will respond back with files, right? What are those files? So anyone? What are files that will be returned by web service? So no one in chat box? No one. So when, yeah, Ryan. Yeah.
Sending request to people when you send something in one of the folder.
Yeah.
Just like that, I think. To send the request or say to sending the data.
Yeah.
And sending request to refresh and loading new data.
Right. So basically information that you do on a web service, right? save data, input your profile, upload your
Like in
yeah.
the bottom left corner, when you loading or you request something on the website, it goes appear like sending request to blah blah blah. You see like that.
All right. Yeah, that's partially correct. And but the file formats or extensions that are downloaded are, for example, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, the ones that are rendered on your browser, right?
Yeah.
So that's why if you understand this, client and server, any one of you familiar with defacing, kind of cracking or hacking?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
One of the method I do is POS attack.
Yeah. So again, if I, for example, I'm trying to access BINUS Mine, right? So here I get this network. Yeah. So you get the HTML and JavaScript, right? Meaning, so those files are already on your device, right? So you can change it offline. This is what is called as defacing. So you can just change this, for example, get username. Get username. Get XXX name, username. Right? You can just change it that way, because again, if you understand server client, this is server client protocol, right? So you request HTML, CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS file to be rendered on client applications, right? By rendering is, not this one. Rendering is like this. So you get image that you can see on your browser. So those files are already on your device. Now you can do whatever you do with those files, right? So that's what's called defacing. That's a web service, yeah. Again, what is AWS? Amazon Web Service. Just Amazon's services that are, what is it? Offered over web service. That's how I would like to define it. So I already showed you this Amazon Web Service services. There are many of them, like analytics, data science, AR, VR, blockchain, compute, virtual machines. Just remember, I haven't rotated the camera. Cost management, database, game, right? IoT, Internet of Things, machine learning, like all those digital services, you probably find it here. Even customer service kind of services are also provided in AWS. For example, they are selling kind of customer service, like if you want to get a reply within an hour, then you need to pay like a certain amount of money, right? So again, the limit is kind of your imagination here. Again, people are exploiting the word as a service anyway. So yeah. For example, here, this is a proper way to, not a proper way, yeah. One of proper ways to install a web application. You have users, right? And then you use EC2 or virtual machine to install your website, meaning this is compute service. Then your website will use database, right, to store kind of data, for example, user data with Amazon DynamoDB, database. It's a database service. We already use S3 service as a storage service to store static files, images, icons, that kind of stuff. And then they are connected inside a virtual private cloud, which is a virtual networking services from AWS. And they are all AWS cloud compute services. Right. This is one example. And there are 3 ways to interact with AWS: management console, CLI, and SDK. So I have shown you this one, management console, right? You will be given a dashboard, a portal, but with CLI command line interface, or SDK, software development kit, meaning that as a software developer, you can build your own software that try to automate, clicking stuff that I did. So imagine if you want to deploy bots, like to hack a website, and then you want to deploy 100 bots. It's very tedious to do it one by one, right, manually. So you can use SDK to do it, to deploy 100 bots to hack a website automatically, right? You can use Java, Python, and other JavaScript as well, and other programming language to develop software that use this SDK. All right, last section, finally. Key takeaways. AWS is a secure cloud platform, blah, blah, blah. And the important stuff here is this one. In my opinion, there are 3 ways to interact with AWS services, right? CLI, console, and SDKs. And there are many services from AWS. All right, module summary before we do knowledge chat. The summary, probably someone on Zoom would like to share what a cloud computing is. Anyone on Zoom? No? Probably, can I ask the same question to Jason, to freshman leader? Probably, just to make this Zoom more interactive. Jason, is your definition of cloud computing changed, or is it the same?
Sorry, I think he's AFK.
Sorry?
I think he's AFK.
He's AFK, yeah. All right. Again, cloud computing is, you remember the keywords, right? Computing services, on-demand, internet, pay as you go, right? And different types of cloud computing models. We got infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. You have different type cloud deployment model as well, public, hybrid, and private, or on-prem. Big advantages, let me remember it. Fast procurement, massive economy scales. You know, when AWS get profit, you also get profit. What else? Operational expense over capital expense. There are 6, but I go global in minutes. And you can turn off and turn on servers whenever you wish, wherever you wish, depending on the user traffic. Recognize the main AWS service categories and core services. Again, I already showed you the bunch of icons there: blockchains, AR, VR, games, IoT, machine learning, analytics, data science, database, storage, just digital services possible to install on cloud computing, right? All right, let me take a break. Anyone here knows the answer for this? Wait a minute, Raihan. Raihan answer C. Okay, anyone? C. Also C, 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 C. All right. Let's why AWS more economical than traditional data centers for application with varying compute workloads? So before we answer this, let's go back to what AWS Academy is first. So AWS Academy is a program for AWS to help students to be ready for industry later after you graduate. Meaning that you can take certifications from AWS, and basically AWS Academy helps you to take the certifications, cloud computing certification. And this is the kind of questions that you need to answer when you take the exam certification, right? Go back to the question. A, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud costs are built on monthly basis. Not necessarily true. They are built in hourly basis for certain operating systems. Daily basis if you use Windows, if I'm not mistaken. Customers retain full administrative access to their EC2 instances. It's correct, but it has nothing to do with the economical stuff. It's either C or D. EC2 instance can be launched on demand when needed. That's correct. Customer can permanently run enough instances to handle peak workloads. So it's either C or D, right? But the answer is D. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's like problems when you do PPKN, right? You got multiple answers that almost correct. Then you just guess between one or this option, right? Yeah. So AWS says that the answer is D because it's more related to economical. So this is kind of tricky question that you will get when you do exam certification. And you need to be careful with this kind of question. All right, this is resources. Let's do try it yourself. Can you go to this website probably and then try it with your own? So how many times do I have? We got 30 minutes left, guys. Jocelyn, is it true? 30 minutes?
Yes, you have 30 minutes.
Right, I'll copy this on chat box. I cannot copy that. Sorry guys, can you type it? I'm using Circle Zoom now, not now. I can copy that. Okay, good. Right, and this is one way for you to use to try AWS without you registering your credit card. Just sign in or sign up using your Google account. Right, Sorry? The what?
The link.
The link. I already copied it on the chat box. Oh yeah, for the on-site student. Sorry, I'm so stupid. Got you. So on-site students, everyone got the link, right? And then here, this is a lab environment. It's not a simulation, guys. It's a real kind of environment. So you just start the lab, start and spinning, and then wait several minutes until you get an access. And instruction are very detailed here. Absent, yes, forget the absent. Sorry. Okay, now after you get the access, you can open console. Right. Then, yep, then you can just follow this instruction, right? And I'm gonna copy this chat box, this Padlet, in case you want to show off your website. No. Right. Just this Padlet, I'm gonna use it for you to show off your website. If any one of you has prior knowledge on building a website. But for now, you can either follow this instruction. Let's try follow this instruction first, and let me know if you have a problem with it. Okay. Sorry. Yep.
That's this on our laptop.
Yes. Oh, you don't bring a charger.
No, I have a charger, but I don't know if it's the place to charge.
Oh, there is a place to charge. I think it's here. Is it? It's here. You want to do it while I'm on my knees.
Also, we can just use the Mac.
Sorry.
We can just use the Mac.
Yeah, I'm using Mac anyway. Do we need to uncheck the block to all public access? I think the instruction says what? This one, deselect the block all public access option. that clear, Steph? You can also isn't enough, right? Just to try deploy a virtual machine there, but you will be denied anyway. You don't have a privilege to do it. Hmm. Uh, Name of buckets. This instruction tells you to use this one, right? CF bucket, change bucket with random characters. Wait, I'm going there. Sorry. Right. Okay, can use. Sorry. To do that and password and then redo it. Hi. Things good? Yep. Good job. Are you okay with this?
I can log it to
Try it.
so
Right. Can you go to this website, access blah 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 from your browser?
so I'm logging. So
Yeah, just type access.apps.binus.ac.id. Yep, just type this one until .id. still. Possible, but very, very not recommended. There you go. Wait, can I type it? Okay. Uh, 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 can I increase the brightness?
Oh, increase.
Why? Why? Oh, question there. Let's try mine. Oh, Minecraft. No, this is where I think Raisa also dealt with this problem as well. Do you know her?
But I have another laptop at home. The problem is I can't bring it here because it's stuck to an Ethernet cable.
All right. Yeah. There is must be.
This device.
Ah, this one. See. All right. There you go.
Oh.
Yep. You're using my.
Oh, the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, but later you can use your Which region should we choose? Depends on which region. And just so the rule of thumb is the closest one from where you are or from where the users are, right? If the users are mostly from Ohio, let's say, then you should choose Ohio. But if your users are from Indonesia, just choose Singapore or Sydney. Right, so you can access that one. No, just go back. Just undo it. Yeah. All right. Yep. And then there is no, wait. Can you go to quick lab? Just don't remove HTTP.
Which one?
The HTTP. Just copy paste the whole stuff again. Here. Yeah.
This is
Add HTTP. Just add HTTP.
oh, I see.
Yeah. HTTP. Yes. Use your Google account. Then and then slash / after the .net / Let me show you the example. Okay. So for those who already reached step 3, so change the CloudFront domain here, and then / and then / and then the object from the bucket, the file that you uploaded to S3 buckets. Wait, I'm gonna walk there.
This one?
Until the PNG.
Oh, okay.
Just the whole stuff.
That's what I mean. Let's see. And then I will save it as HTML. So,
Yep.
okay.
No, wait. Why? Can you go to S3 first? Yeah, this one. Click this. Click. Yeah. Click. Left click. And then go down there. Down. Copy paste this one.
Oh, copy paste this one.
No, before until CF. Yep. And then remove the CF until 2. Again.
This one. The slash.
Yes. Save. Just use your Gmail, right?
My email. The problem is my phone for verification. My phone is like I left it behind.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Or can I just use another?
Coba cara lain. No other way.
Yeah.
Can you go to Open the quick lab from, not from the incognito.
Oh. So
Just open another window.
oh,
Yep. Sorry? What is it? Oh, it still keeps spinning? Wait, I'll go back to. Yeah. With Chrome. That's it. All right. Anyone here has finished it? So what's your problem again? You cannot use it. Why? I'm not sure why. Start live. Start live. You already signed in, right? You can use it if you want, but which Wi-Fi are you connecting to? Wait. Don't know why, but yeah, I'll get back to you after the class probably. So you can use your phone. Or very well. Okay, now anyone? We got Raihan here, already finished his stuff. So let me tell you how to publish your own website, right? Just use S3. And then create bucket. Bucket name, choose region. Let me do this Singapore. Oh, wait. I should finish. Hmm? But it runs, right? See if it. Click this. Yeah. Deploying. No, just wait. They are doing something. But your application is working, right? Okay. I mean, takes time for them to update probably. And then yeah, it's active. Go back to your HTML. The domain name is not complete, I believe. It should be longer. Can you go to your platform? Please copy the whole stuff. Wait, let me finish this. For those who want to publish their website using S3, just choose bucket name B25. Deselect all of this. Acknowledgement. Create bucket. And here, instead of images, you can upload HTML add file, right? Just use the HTML that you just wrote, right? Upload it, and then change the right permission, edit with right? Sessions. I always forget this stuff. And that's it. So do the same thing, but upload HTML. I already linked HTML to CSS, but it doesn't show any CSS. Did you upload your CSS, Steph, from the Zoom? All right. So time is almost up, yeah, guys. Again, other than this, quick labs also, right? That's good. Quick labs provide you with other kind of lab that you can try. For example, web, but most of them are not free. There is a Firebase here. Firebase, which is free. Where is my Firebase? Firebase web. This is free. And in this lab, you can build your own. What do you call this one? Kind of chat application, right? Probably this is a good experience for you to build your own chat application on GCP now, on Google Cloud Platform. Just explore the quick lab, try the free ones before you are keen to pay for the real cloud accounts.
Share the link in the chat box.
Which link? Firebase, right? Anyway, you can type it on the search box, right? Which text editor should we use? I always encourage you to use either Themes or Emacs, but modern software developers are using Visual Studio Code. Nano is pretty, yeah, why use Nano? Just use Theme. Wait. And Ryan, you got a question? Wait. I need to, so much thing to do here. Attendance. Select attendance. Attendance. Nah. We have facial here, right? Tapping time. Raihan. Wait, let me close this. Wait, here, attendance. Rachel did it at 9:50. But what about Raihan here? Have you recorded your attendance over your BINUS Maya on your phone, Raihan? And other on-site students? No? Why I only got Rachel here? Huh? Wait. Raihan, Ramanda, right?
Yes.
Just type RFID broken probably for now. So I trust you all attend this one, right? Just for the sake of simplicity.
Sorry, I need to check this.
Yeah, click that. Submit attendance. This one is the 9 a.m. Probably the first one. So there is someone that needs help. Offer the chat. Okay, guys. I think that's it. Yeah, for today's session from me. Any question you can ask them online through my email addresses or my WhatsApp. So you are all in B25 WhatsApp group, right? You can find my number there. Before we close this session, before I end my session, any question? Sorry.
I can log into any of my email accounts. Can I do that at home?
Yeah, you can do it at home. Yeah. Right. No more questions, guys. From on site, everything is good. Okay. Last statement from me. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it, and try cloud in the future. All right. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. And I will return it to the freshman leaders, Jason, Jocelyn.
Okay.
Time and places are yours.
Thank you so much, Sir Ardimas, for your amazing presentation. We learned a lot from this presentation, right, Jason?
Yeah, we learn a lot. We learn about the history of the internet, ARPANET, and then we learn about how cloud came to be, such as AWS and then Google Cloud and then Microsoft Azure. And then we even learn about infrastructure as a service, and you can use it to host your own Minecraft server, website, very fun stuff. And we learn especially about AWS today from Amazon and the many services that we can choose from. And we learn the advantage between cloud to on-premise. And I think that's the bottom line.
It turns out cloud computing is way more than computers in the clouds. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, now we're going to have a documentation session. Jason M, if you can please help us take a picture. And everyone, please open your cameras so that we can take documentation.
Yep.
Okay, I'll be taking the pictures. If everyone would like to turn on their cameras and do a pose if you like. And yeah, I'll be taking them now. Yeah, I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the other page now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that should be everyone.
Yay.
Okay, thank you so much, Jason M.